Okay, well, I just came in this morning. It's about 11:30. I left the woods actually about 8:30, 9 o'clock because I had to get back here. I got a bunch of stuff I got to do today, but I wanted to update kind of this morning because I'm not going out tonight hunting. I might, but probably not, just because I've got so much to do today, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a rest. And the weather's supposed to pick up later on in the week, so I'd rather be out there later in the week and see how it goes. But little update for today, being that today is the 15th. I slept okay last night, but obviously he's on my mind. So this morning I went and I sat in a ground blind. I didn't sit in that same tree. I went up at the top of the property and sat in a ground blind, a double bull blind that we have up there, and because I wanted to check the camera up there. And so I didn't see anything this morning. I didn't see a single deer anywhere. But now I know why, because I'll show you guys here in a minute. But I wanted to pull the camera, so I pulled the camera. I didn't see any really mature deer on the camera at all, not even any mature does. I saw a couple dinks and that was about it. So I actually pulled that camera because my intentions were to take that camera down to that bottom and to put it on the other end of that grass strip, of that little food plot strip, so that I can see where Kansas is coming in and out of that camera. So I went to go do that, and I drove down to the bottom because anytime I can take my vehicle, they're used to the vehicle, they're used to the farm equipment, so I took my truck down to that bottom where we've been putting corn out and everything else, for the last few weeks, and the farmer's been in and out of there. And I went and checked the camera, and last night, okay, just so you all know, last night, let me see if I can figure this out. So last night I left the woods at 19:23, so that should be 7:23 p.m., correct? So at 7:23 p.m. you can see me. You can see me coming into frame on the camera. And what I was doing is I was actually coming to get the GoPro, because I had the GoPro down here. When I'm self-filming, I've got as many camera angles as I can so that I can try to cover as many angles as possible, because when you are solo hunting and when you are self-filming, your number one priority is to make an ethical shot, a good ethical shot on that deer. So if I make a shot on that deer and I'm watching to see where he last leaves my view, I may not get to that camera arm quick enough to get it on the deer. So if I can have a couple GoPros out and control everything with my smartphone on the GoPros, then I can cover the angles to be able to show and tell you guys the story. So anyways, at 7:23 I climbed down last night. I came down here, I got my GoPro, and I slipped right back up and never used a flashlight, and took the low side of that ridge. There's a ridge right here. I took the low side of that ridge all the way down around to my truck. So that's at 7:23. At 7:57 is the first sign of horn coming in over here on the corner of the frame. That's 7:57. So literally 30 minutes later, he starts coming out, and at 7:57 and 56 seconds, look who's down in front of the tree stand. So I'm absolutely, I don't. I'm telling you folks, this deer has got me absolutely sick. He is under my skin, and as excited as I am that he's out, I'm that much frustrated, because even though I was out of my stand at 7:23, I lost camera light at 7:10 that night, or last night, and it was a crystal clear night. So I really need him to start picking up the pace and move his schedule along. About 45 minutes would be perfect. We can have it done and we can make it good. But it's definitely, from the looks of it, he hung out there for about 30 minutes is about all the longer he hung out, 15, 20, 30 minutes. And then the interesting thing that I saw was that he did not head back into that draw. He did not head back into the timber. All he did was come over, check out the B&J, the Big and J, sorry. I've been using Big and J now, the cubed. I said mineral last night on my confessional, and I didn't mean actual mineral. What I meant was it's like a mineral block, but it's big and J, and it's that cubed thing that they have that's got that aroma in it. The reason why I use that stuff is because in Nebraska, when I was guiding out there, the deer would absolutely hover over these piles of, it's like a corn mesh, it's like a cornmeal. And you know, Jared, if you're watching this video, you'll remember that. You'll remember that smell that the ranchers use out there with their silage and with their feed, and it's just got this aroma to it, and the deer flock to it. So when I first smelled that with the Big and J, I immediately started buying as much of it as I possibly could, and it has worked. It has brought the pictures in. So he's come over to the Big and J, and what it was, I just got one of those cubed blocks, and I just beat it up. I just broke it up and I scattered it because deer do not like to touch noses when they're at you know, when they're feeding. So he came over, and then all he did was head right back into the corn. So if he's at least coming out to check things out and then he's going back into the corn, I can live with that. I just need him to make the mistake long enough that, you know, make the mistake long enough that I can get a shot off. So he's definitely starting to get, you know, more comfortable with the area. I've got a ton more pictures down on this tree, or on this camera. I'm getting a lot more does, and I'm getting a lot more bucks. So it looks like their transition period in their, you know, they've transitioned from the top up in that thick timber and up there where that browse is at, to now they're starting to come down towards the bottoms. So, which is great for me because I can at least hunt them down there. So anyways, I'll be back at it. Either I would really like to get out tonight, but I'm doing this video now just in case I don't. But if not, for sure I'll be out there tomorrow night. I'm going to kind of lay off of the mornings because I'm not getting any pictures of any of these deer really in the mornings. So I'm just going to kind of lay off of it. If that corn comes down, I'm not really sure what the heck I'm going to do, because as much as that corn is a hindrance to me right now, it's also a blessing, because once they take that corn down, who knows where he'll go? Who knows where he'll go to bed up during the day? And, you know, who's going to be hunting him in between there? So, but yeah, so I was back at it this morning, and to tell you that I was sick to my stomach when I got in the truck and I threw those pictures on the iPad to check out, it was just nuts. Am I pushing the boundaries by going in and getting, you know, checking that camera right away? Maybe, but they're so used to the truck that has no effect on them whatsoever. And, you know, by looking at the timestamp on these things, I mean, I wasn't even over the crest of the hill when he was down there. And I looked at every single picture, and not one picture did he look like he was spooked. So I think we're good. I had the wind in my favor all night, so there's no way he could have winded me going back to the truck either. But anyways, I'm going to stay at it, but got a lot to do today, and just got home, and the new shipment of hats from Legacy are here, so got to post those online, and a couple packages from Darton. Got a Darton crossbow that showed up for a couple hunters that we're going to be hanging out with this fall and stuff like that. And then we've got a Darton 3800, their compound for 2013. That's going out to Shane. So I got a lot to do today, but you know, I just felt like bringing you guys along for the journey. So I know that I've already had a bunch of private emails about people that can really relate to dealing with what I'm dealing with and watching me go through it, and hopefully either by a mistake or hopefully by my success, I might be able to help somebody out there with maybe a similar situation. So am I willing to be the guinea pig? I mean, not really, but it is what I do. You know, my life has got to be pretty transparent in this industry, and if I can bring you guys along for the ride so that you can experience it with me. So many of you people out there that watch us know me. So many of you have walked up and shook my hand and met me at the tournaments. So a lot of you have a vested interest in hoping and rooting me on for this buck. So anyways, that's it for now. I'm going to grab a bite to eat, and I know I always say that I'm going to eat when I'm sitting here doing the confessionals, but I'm going to grab a bite to eat, and then I got to get busy for the day. So until tomorrow.